Thank you very much for this opportunity to share this last moment and to keep you awake still for some minutes. I really enjoyed listening these examples and all the presentations and descriptions of the projects, and especially the opinions and experiences from industry. So thank you for those. And I realized that I have now found a network which I really feel that I share a lot of ideas and issues and aims. So thank you for that. And I have just 2 slides after this title, so just a moment. And maybe this could be like an introduction to the round table discussion, if you like to take it in that way. Here I try to mention something which is not yet mentioned. It was difficult to think because I prepared this morning, but what is quite unique in Finland and especially in Hämeenlinna. So we have a strong dairy education there, and I'm very proud of the Finnish dairy industry as well as a field of industry. So some examples from everyday work there. And we have been much cooperating and discussing how to improve the competence of the dairy industry professionals. And of course, we as educators, we develop the new professionals, but then there are also stream from the other way around, so that people working in industry come to our programs. And so that's lifelong learning pretty much. And we feel that there is a strong need for that. Although if we think it from the funding perspective, it's maybe not the way how today it seems to be going, so that in general the system supports that you should graduate when you are young and then stay. But there are changes and lifelong learning, and then also these extracurricular studies, they might become more and more important. I don't know yet. What we need in a small country, or at least scarcely populated country like in Finland, is the cooperation, and in the special fields then with the different educational levels. This photo is from our learning environment. It's a pilot dairy which is mainly used by the vocational institute students, because they really have to learn the practical work in order to do that then in industry. But also our bachelor degree students, engineering students, and then the master level. So if we go to this, the name of the degrees which I present myself, a degree program in biotechnology and food engineering, and that's, if we think about this T-shape description of the bioeconomy degrees. So I would say that this bachelor degree, it has quite good symmetry. So it looks like this, but it's quite big one. So if we think about the font size, we feel that there is quite much content put in it, and that's the thing what we always struggle in the curriculum work when we develop the curriculum, and we easily find the need for new competencies to be included, but how to keep it in balance, that's a challenge. Okay, so dairy is just one example. So we educate people to all food industries, and then also to biorefineries and to the circular economy sectors, so mainly biocircular, but in circular economy as well, biorefineries. And then this master degree, which is called bioeconomy solutions, so that's very broad, and you can apply there with different kind of bachelor degrees, so from engineering and from agriculture, forestry, sustainable development, aquaculture, and horticulture. And that will be my future work to develop the master path there. But from the map, you can see that we are regional university, so we have several campuses, but on the other hand, we serve the whole country. So especially, for example, like in dairy education, we are the only one in the vocational and bachelor level, and then workplaces, the dairies, they are around the country, so there is some distance, and we have to serve also those students who work there in food industry. So then the examples of cooperation between these different degree levels, just to name few. First, the advisory board, which sounds very boring and maybe quite rigid system, but actually I think although yes we have a long tradition on that, but it's very useful in a way that it's providing continuity and it's providing a structure that industry is committed, and they know that it's not just the cooperation between a teacher and an industry member, but it's the cooperation between the university and the company. And then in the dairy sector, the good thing is that there is a lot of cooperation between the competitors, the dairies, and at least always when it comes to the education. Of course, really the competition is very hard, but still, from our point of view, it looks very positive, this way of cooperation. And in the advisory board, there are different companies then presented, and then it's they are not telling us what to do, but we have discussions, and we discuss about skills and competencies, and they are very interested on the numbers, how many are applying, and how many are graduating, and where they do their training, and so on. And of course the training is important here, and then the cooperation between vocational institute goes in that way that although of course our university students, they choose themselves where they go, and in the vocational institute they are more or less show that you will go here, you will go here. But there is a very interesting group of professionals in the dairies, and they are the workplace supervisors who mainly supervise the vocational school students. But on the other hand, for us, they form a very, very good group of people to communicate. So we benefit from that as well. And then on the other hand, these are the people who could also be the students for the master program, because we have the system that the bachelor at the universities of applied science is 240 ECTS, and then to be able to apply to the master, which is only 60 credits, so it's just like one year full time or 2 years part-time, which is the typical way of doing it, then you have to work 2 years before you can apply to masters. But then these workplace supervisors are also usually in the position that they could continue their studies in the master program, and in that way they don't have to go anywhere from their workplace. They can do it there. And then some examples of the joint events are dairy career days. So they are organized by dairy companies, and it's free for everyone. And that's something that I think some complaints from our students are that because we have this dairy sector and we have also some other sectors who are very active, and they come to us and they organize these for students, then the students think that we are only asking these ones, and then they point out that, okay, there are also some industries, why don't you make this kind of days for them as well? And of course we could be active, and sometimes we are, but this is done for us, and we are very happy about it. Then at HAMK we have a system for working life audits, and it's audit like that. If you have worked with audit systems in industry, you know that it's quite heavy thing to do. And if we would ask the industry professionals that please could you come and audit, they will think twice before they promise to do, because they think, oh, that's a huge work. But it's not that much. It's more like a work-life discussions. But anyway, there's always a topic that let's discuss about this module and this part of education, and from this point of view. So that's something that we do in the whole university. So that at the same time, or there's a time range that, okay, now this is the topic for this audit, and then we get the work-life experts to do it, and that's very useful, because we can also, it's not something that they are checking what we are doing, it's that we really benefit from that, and we can also influence on the questions what are then asked. Yeah, not all our students are young, so that's a fact. So our students, they are future professionals, but then there are also professionals in industry, like in dairy industry, who have already a long career. They might have a vocational education, and then they come to the bachelor degree to continue. So they are professionals as students as well. And this is, I think, quite a rich experience for the teachers to be involved in this kind of mixed groups. It's demanding, not so that the older students would be more demanding, but mainly because they are not living in the town. They are not that easily coming to the campus, and we have to get the same level education for them as well. They might live 400 kilometers away, and still it should work. So that's something characteristic for this education. And in our education, we don't the students won't apply to day studies or part-time studies. They apply to the program, and then they choose how they would like to study. And the number of part-time studies, so that you work beside studies, it's increasing all the time. So now it's about 2/3 of the bachelor students who have a job at the same time. And something very positive is that for some employers, for some dairies especially, an important part of their staff's competence development measures is to support employees applying to degree training. And I hope that would be the case for everyone. It's not for everyone, but for quite many it is. That regularly the employer and the employees, they discuss, and then the company is designing that, okay, now we can support the studies for that and that many people, and then they really have the freedom of participating the studies. It's not going to be easy. It's very hard for everyone. That's for sure. But anyway, it's very important that there is this support from the company. And then Open University, that's something what we would recommend for these adult students if they think that, okay, how many hours I have in a day, and I have my full work, I have full studies, and then I have the family and building a house and so on. So not necessarily to go right away to the 4 years degree, which you should really do in that quick time, but to start at the Open University. And the signals coming from everywhere is that importance of extracurriculum studies that will be increasing. So we have seen here many nice student challenges presented, and hackathons, and all the examples you made. So I find the similarities there, and actually now it's very nice to, maybe in the round table, I don't know what the questions there are, but if we could compare a little bit these, and for example, for us, the module project, or the study projects, we call them module projects because there are 4 modules in a year, 15 credits each of them, and there's a module project usually, and the topics, they could come directly from industry, for example, product development project topics, or then they come from our research unit, and they might come directly from the students. So if they see that, okay, now I'm working and I could join this project at my company, which is going on, and I could do some studies about this, use it as a study project. So that also happens. So yeah, maybe I won't go into these research projects, but there are some very nice examples, especially in this context. We have a module, Sustainable Bioeconomy, for all our students, and that's a nice place to put these sustainability and bioeconomy projects in. And for every year we know that this is the place where we can get the students engaged. And the design factory concept, what we are involved, that sounds so similar than we have heard here, but was it right that do you want to open the last, the Design Factory Global Network link? Does it work there? So, yeah, the last one, yeah. Yeah, the first one is ours, but we can skip that. So, okay, it's in Polish, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's global. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So you can check whether you find your colleagues from there. There's a locally chachiti, how to pronounce it? Could that be? Is that probably the? Yeah. So these all follow the same design factory project concept. So there's this design thinking as a background, and yeah, can be. There's a long list if you go down there. Maybe just yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was Hämeenlinna, one of them, and Aalto University at Finland, that was there at Helsinki. Helsinki, Janna told about this Viikki food design factory, which is following the same type of concept. I think they were not yet mentioned there, but Aalto is the first one in Finland to follow that. Yeah. So it's easy to find the similarities. I don't know if there are differences or if there is any reason to look for differences, because everyone is doing a good job here. Thank you very much.